Good morning. So I'm back at it. Actually being quite busy. I always say that, because this is crazy around here. But we are on the winter break and it's pretty cold. So I'm gonna try to get this job done, or at least get it started, and not catch a cold over here because it's been pretty chilly. And today I'm taking kind of a bigger job. I am going to start the timing belt on the Acty. I kind of did already on the bead, and honestly, it wasn't terrible. It was tight. There were a couple of things that were tricky there, but today I'm going to get started on the truck, which is supposed to be easier. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I'm not gonna go through every single thing that goes through it. There's plenty of videos online that do that, but I'm gonna just take a few highlights on the change, and we'll go from there. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out all the things I'm going to change. I'm gonna go in there and change a few things like the water pump and all this stuff, which I already have here. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so here we have it. We have the tensioner. We have the idler. I'm going to check on the valve cover gasket. Maybe it's a good time to change it. Timing belt, a couple of seals, water pump, and the belts. They were so nice. I even put my name in here. Look at that. But anyways, I think we'll take a look at it and see how it looks, because on the belts for the bead, they look pretty good. They have been changed fairly frequently, so I just left them on their accessory belts anyways. I have some extras for that, but we'll see how it looks on the Acty. I think the Acty has the same stuff for a while, just because it's been running for quite a bit, but we'll see how it looks, and depending on what we find, we'll leave the accessory belts in there or change it for new ones. Okay, a little further in, and I have noticed another little issue. If you guys see here, see all that? Actually, you see it better here. Seems like there has been some rubbing on the belt, and actually what I think has happened is that they haven't tensioned this very well. As you can see, these are both of them are really loose, and that has caused them to kind of wear out. So I'm gonna be replacing these, just because I don't trust them. There's a little bit of fray on them. It's not bad, but it's just like, I think they forgot to tension this properly. They're really soft, which has caused a little bit of residue of the belt to just go all over the place. So I'll be cleaning that up and putting the new belts in there since I have them. I'm already here, and hopefully that will take care of that problem and not have any more of all this junk in here. Which it sucks, because I'm pretty sure at one point this is all gonna fall on my face. But anyways, let's see what we can keep finding. Alright, I tried to clean as much as I could with the belts in there, and this is all that came out of it. So let's clean that up and keep on working. Alrighty, so now we're trying to get this bracket off, and those two bolts right there is actually held by two 14mm and one 12. The 12 is attached to the alternator, and those two right there are pretty easy to get to. And then you look at the other one, you're like, how the heck am I gonna get there? You already kind of see what I did. I tried to move the engine up and down, and it's still very tight in there. So what I did is I went to the top, and I kind of put a 14-inch wrench in there. I had the little trick where you get this guy and then you attach another wrench on top. I'm pretty sure you guys know about that. And then after that, I just use my ratcheting one, because I don't like to put a lot of torque on my ratcheting until it's loose. I got from the top, and actually it's not terrible. Just of course. Well, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you kind of get the idea. Kind of go from the top over here And man, kind of trying to get a good shot here. This is where you really need a helper to hold the camera for you, but you kind of just go at it like that. Okay. All right, here's the bracket. I'm gonna show you a different trick because I could even get the bolts out. That's how tight it is in there. So what I did was, once it's in the engine there, take this bolt out, and then once you do that, you could take this sleeve out. You see it comes off. That gives you just enough room. Put this bolt in here to actually pull it from the top just through there, and that's all it takes. All right, so I found the first difficult issue trying to take that plastic cover, and it's really hard because the alternator's on the way. So I decided to take the alternator out, and just simple stuff with the alternator, you know, easy. However, if you look down there, you see an 8mm bolt attached to the harness. Are you kidding me, Honda? Why in the hell? So I have to now get in there and take that 8mm bolt that's right there. Let's see if I could get to it. And it's just, man, what a pain in the ass. So hopefully that comes out easy, and after that alternator will come out, which allow me to take the cover off, and then we can move forward. Actually, it's not even at 8mm, it's even smaller than that. I also noticed that it has a Phillips head on it. So what I did was I just put a Phillips screwdriver, went right in an angle like that, and it's almost out. Once I take that out, it will be free from the harness, and then hopefully I can take this alternator out. Yep, that did it. As you can see where that shiny part is, that's where the bolt is, and that bolt is that long ass screw right there. So kind of flipped it like that, and I think that should give me enough room to get the cover off, just because it's a pretty tight space to remove that alternator from there. And if I don't have to, I won't, because I have to put it back in. Nope. Take it out. To take it out, actually what you need to do is unbolt the throttle cables. Man, I can't even speak. There and there. You can pull this goes out, take this hose off, and then you have just enough room to wiggle that thing out of there. The cover on the valve cover kind of fell out. The other cover, man, there's no room. So I'm gonna try to finagle this thing out of here. It is a pain in the ass. It's just like on the beat. The hardest part was taking the damn cover off. So I think I'm gonna raise the engine a little bit, and see if that gets me somewhere. But you need your heads up. The hardest part of this thing is taking this cover off, which you gotta take all this stuff out. It's really tight in there. Well, my friend, I know what you're thinking. Thinking, Raph, you're on crack. There's no way. This thing is not coming out. What the heck? WTF? All the above. Well, it does come out. Don't lower the engine. So basically, put it around where it's supposed to be. Find a way. This thing sits like this. Zoom out a little bit. Kind of sits a little bit like that, with that loop towards the top. What I found that worked for me, I twisted it like this. And yes, you're going to have to bend it, but don't break it. And then you pull it down. So wherever it's getting stuck, you're gonna have to like finagle it to get it unstuck and then get it down that way. I'm documenting this also for myself because I need to put this thing back on, and I don't know how hard it's gonna be. But anyways, moving along. There's a bunch of rubber in here, as you could tell. That is all from me finagling it. The belt doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look new either. So I think it is a good time to change this belt. I'm gonna replace these two guys here. As far as oil leaks, man, this thing is squeaky clean. I don't know if I'm even gonna change seals. It's just not worth it. So I think the plan of attack is find top dead center. I see a nice little mark right there, so hopefully that will help me out as long as I clean it. And find top dead center. Check the marks on the belt. I already see an up mark on the cam gear, just like the beat. Actually, it looks very similar to the beat. So that should help me get it somewhere where it's supposed to be. Set it in place. Replace everything. I will change the water pump too. I'm here. It looks pretty good. I mean, it looks fine, but it doesn't look new either. So it's time to change it. I'm gonna change it just for the peace of mind, which means I have to bleed this damn thing. Anyways, look, this is not supposed to be there. It's kind of stuck in there. I gotta take that out too. But anyways, you could do it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to take this cover off, but once you say, man, even this belt doesn't look like it's all tensioned up. What the heck? It's a little more tension than that. Come on, bro. Give me a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all back together, find top dead center, move from there. All right. So if you can see, you see a little arrow right there, and if you see this little tooth right here, also has an arrow towards the end. So you need to align that arrow with that tooth right there. And then you could also check over here. This is slanted motor, remember that, guys. So up, it's gonna be a little bit like that into an angle. And then you have a notch there and a notch there, which should align right with the head. And if you really look at it, it looks like it's dead on right there. So this is, my friends, top dead center. So I think we are ready to remove this belt. Progress! So here we are. I kind of put that the tensioner there because that spring kept falling over and I got tired of fixing it. But anyways, what I did here, obviously this little cover that goes over, one bolt, and then the other piece goes around this thing here. Just kind of take it out, easy. And then when I unbolted the water pump, it just didn't leak. It was stuck in there. So if you guys notice right here, there's a little divot. So be very careful and just gently pry it this way. That way you're actually putting the pressure on the oil pump and not on the surface that is on the engine. And I just tapped it a little bit and boom, there it goes. So right now we're waiting for the coolant to leak. If you take it out now, you will make a royal mess. So just let it leak there until basically it comes down to like a very small trickle. And then you put your brand new Honda OEM pump. After that, it's reverse order operation. Start putting the pump back in there, the idler, then very careful, make sure you put the timing belt in the right place and it doesn't walk on you. After that, should be pretty straightforward. Okay, Okay, here's a prime example that you may look, oh, you know, the water pump looks fine, and I'm gonna change it. I always like to compare them side by side, just to make sure you got the right part. But if you look at the seal there, around the little corner, there's a tiny little bit of crust there. Almost looks like the gas is a little bit pinched there too. And right there, that is coolant residue. It was slowly leaking. Also getting a little bit of rust in there. It's just time. So I'm glad I'm taking this off, because what you don't want to do is, what I did on my first Honda is do a timing belt. I was a cheap college student. It's like, water pump's not leaking. Did the whole timing belt job, and a month later the water pump went. So part of it has to do with putting a new belt. It's a little bit more of a tension on it, which makes it put a little more stress on the old pump, and then it just went out. So I had to do the whole job again. So don't do that. Well, believe it or not, putting it back together is actually easier. Everything went pretty easy, for one little exception. I put that motor mount before I put the cover for the AC, and that was a mistake. There's just no room. So make sure that before you put that motor mount, you put all your covers, because you're gonna be finagling this thing still, even the easy ones, moving the motor up and down. So let me go ahead and retrace my steps. Love doing that. Well, that was a trick. I just had to raise the engine just a tad to get that cover in there. Everything looks to be a-okay. It's the moment of truth. Let's see if this thing fires up. Make sure it's in neutral. Please. Let's see if we can get it rolling. Like a sewing machine. Man. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to turn it off because I have missing coolant. So I'm going to now put it down, put the wheel on, and start the bleeding process. Well, there's always something new. Check this out. That ain't gonna work. So I need to engineer here something. Something is going to give, because I am not taking this dash out. Absolutely not. Well, I lied. My people at Honda hooked me up, and I do take part of the dash. It's only a few screws. So this is my setup. Got a little nipple here that fits snug into the spout, hose, funnel. So I know this won't work perfectly, but it's better than going to the store right now and buying all those crappy funnels that have that little plastic thingy that curves around. I hate those. Anyways, let me see how this goes. But this should get me pretty close to where I need to be. Alright, let's see how this works. My burp. There it goes. Money. Got a little more coolant here. Just continue this until you're all the way in. So I have good news and bad news. Seems to be working very well, actually. It's gonna take a few tries, me cycling the truck basically on and off, let it cool down to get everything. I'm almost done actually, but I also realized that it started idling funny, which is interesting. And I came over here, heard a hissing sound, so I thought, oh, maybe I forgot to plug in the hose or whatever. You know, I'm looking over here, I'm like, what did I miss? And then I saw it. Ooh. Stupid alternator. This hose is off and it goes right there. And I could tell you right about now, I'm really missing a lathe because I don't know how I'm gonna fix this. Taking off the alternator, I probably snapped the stupid thing off. It looks like it's been kind of cracked already for a while. I don't know, can't really tell. The hose is also kind of cracked too, so I have to figure something out, get creative. Maybe I'll take this whole thing off and see if I could figure something out. Really don't want to glue it. This is the kind of thing you don't want to run into and then import, because you can't find parts. And I can't even begin to tell you what the hell that is. Anyways, let me see what I can do. Okay, so here we are. I kind of epoxy it for now. I found the part number for that. It turns out to be a coolant thermal switch, which adjusts the idle, basically sending more vacuum while the car warms up, or the truck warms up. Now that I epoxy that, this thing is running smoother than ever. It barely shakes. So I think it was kind of like on its way out already, and by messing with the alternator I kind of just tipped it over and it was done. So I probably always had a vacuum leak there. I went ahead and basically tested all the other vacuum lines, and I don't think I had any more vacuum leaks. It's running pretty good now. But basically finishing up here. As you can see, I still got a few more bubbles, but I think this job's done. Job is done. And yes, tell you, this was a lot easier than working on the B. Honestly, it's one of the easiest timing belt jobs I've ever done. Took my time. Nothing really, you know, gave me issues. Bolts are easy to work on. Everything cracked loose. They really made this to be made to be able to be maintained fairly frequently. But anyways, this is where it stands in here. I don't know if you saw, but JR gave me a little gift over the Christmas break. So he wants me to install this thing on the truck. I'm kind of using it now as a prop just in case. So, but basically he thinks it's gonna be hilarious to add one of these to this truck. He wants me to add it to the actual horn. I think that's a little bit too much because that thing is loud as hell. So I'll probably put another button, one of those empty spots that you got right next to the truck light, and we'll install it just for the hell of it. Honestly, it'd be even funnier to install it on the beat. I just don't know if we have room in there. And here we have plenty of room. I don't run a spare tire anymore on this thing. I kind of want a little toolbox in here. So I'll get rid of that rusty piece of junk. I'm gonna have to find something to install in there, and then maybe I'll put the horn like somewhere in there because there's plenty of room. The other side has plenty of room too. There's just room everywhere on this truck. So you can't see it right now because I have this down. But I mean, you could find spots to put this thing in here. I just gotta put it in a place that is going to startle me when I hit that button. But anyways, hope you guys have a great time. We'll hang out soon, and we'll figure something out. Maybe some of you guys can come and drive this thing and experience it. Well, until later.